All right, scholars, let's get right back on track. Okay, we're going to turn to page 38 in our math notebook. Date up in the corner. Today is March 16th. And your title is How Can You Recognize a Quadrilateral? Now, if you don't remember, you can flip back to page 36 when we talked about polygons and quadrilaterals. Okay, were any four-sided figure. Okay, that root word at the beginning, quad, means four, and it's got four letters in it. Okay, so any four-sided figure is a quadrilateral. So back to page 38, we're going to talk about how you can recognize a quadrilateral. There are specific kinds. Okay, and we're going to kind of draw a concept map here. So your first little box that you're going to fill in right here. Okay, write the word quadrilateral and then draw a quadrilateral around it. You're going to draw a rectangle around it. Any four-sided polygon is a quadrilateral. Okay, a square, a rectangle, a rhombus, any of those, a trapezoid, those are all quadrilaterals. They all have four sides. Now you're going to draw a line down from the quadrilateral and you're going to draw a straight one. We're going to break the quadrilaterals into two parts. We're going to break them into parallelograms and trapezoids. Parallelograms have two pairs of parallel sides. Okay? Parallel sides are those lines that run together forever and ever. If you extended them on, it would never ever touch. So if I drew on, trace that line on forever and ever, it would never touch. This line right here, it would never touch. So those are parallel. If I extended that line right there forever, it would never touch. And that line right there, never touch. Okay? Because it has two pairs of parallel lines. The trapezoid has one pair of parallel lines. Okay? If you continued on this set of lines right here, and you continued it on for forever, that side would never touch. But the other pair, if you started to extend those on for forever, right here, they would touch. Same thing over here. You could extend this side on for forever, and it would never touch. But if you do the opposite sides right here, even this one, it's straight up and down. If you continue this one on, they would intersect. So they are not parallel. So the trapezoids only have one pair of parallel lines. Okay? And one of the things that trapezoids are always kind of tricky when you're trying to name your shapes. One of the things I always think about with the trapezoid is it looks like a triangle. If we had extended those lines on like we did right there, it would look like a triangle. And so I always say it's a triangle that fell into a trap and zoid went its head. So it kind of gets its little head cut off on the top of the triangle. Okay? So it has one pair of parallel. Alright, next we're going to continue on the parallelogram side over here. Okay? So parallelograms have two pairs of parallel sides. We're going to come down here and we're going to draw in a rectangle. It has two pairs of parallel sides, so it is a parallelogram, but it has two sides that match measurement and two sides that match their measurement. It has two pairs of sides that line up. Then you're going to come around and draw a square. All its sides match up. And a rhombus. All of its sides match up. So a rhombus is a parallelogram, is a quadrilateral. A rectangle is a parallelogram and a quadrilateral. A square is a rectangle and a parallelogram. Okay? It kind of, as you go back and trace the line back up to quadrilateral, each one of those is that category. Okay, so you follow the rhombus up, It is a parallelogram. It is a quadrilateral. The square is a rectangle, is a parallelogram, and is a quadrilateral. The trapezoid is just a quadrilateral. The parallelogram is a quadrilateral. Okay? And I wrote this right here, this little sentence right here. A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. So this square right here is a rectangle. If we follow up the line, okay, it is a rectangle. You could also follow it up this way. It is a rhombus. Okay? But a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. Okay? A rectangle has to have two opposite sides that are equal. Well, a square has two opposite sides that are equal. It just happens that all four are equal. Okay? So a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. Okay? Just something to think about. Okay? Then after you finish copying this page 38 into your notes, you're going to do math worksheet page 641, number 1 through 10.